reflects the essence of democratic living. And you have to consult every month for setting up a program on general welfare. Okay, so you have to consult. So that's what is noted. And also you have to consult each other. And it has to be, you can't say that okay, I'm going to run this, I'm going to run this in my own way and so on. So this is a consultative approach. And also, individual welfare is not much of a concern. What we are interested about is to set up a general scheme of welfare for the local. So that's what it is there. Then this was the original reason why the NSS program was there. Because what happens actually, as we go ahead in your career path, you gradually tend to lose contact with the local environment. So that's what happens. Because like in the schools, when you went to the schools, you were interacting with a lot of people in the local community. Because you knew at that point of time better, actually also your intellectual capability was limited, but you knew at that time probably better as to what is good for the local people and what is bad for the local people. If you had a sense, if you look back.
Hello.
Right?
Come.
As you go forward, more and more you get involved in your studies and your career path, you tend to lose contact with the local people. So the objective of setting up this particular program was to prevent that from happening. Was to give you a constant exposure or contact with the local people. You always know what is good for the local people and what is good for the bad for them, and act about it. Okay? Then this movement actually officially implemented in the education policy in 1980 actually. Okay? And it is fully structured. This particular program is fully structured and it comes under the purview of the Ministry of Youth and Youth Welfare. Okay, and Core. Okay? And there is an official website. If you go and look for it, there is an official website of Government of India which will give you a general overview about how the programs are run on a uniform basis across the country. So it is not a program which only runs at IIT Kharagpur. It runs at class 2 level educational institution as well as at colleges. Okay? In the first and second year, particularly first and second year, among first and second year students of the college. Okay? So you should actually try to visit the website of the Government of India that gives the general overview about the NSS program as well. So the idea here, as far as you are concerned, is to get involved in approximately 120 hours of volunteer work. 120 hours of volunteer work. Roughly speaking, what is going to happen is that every semester you are going to be involved in this program for 4 semesters. Okay? So every semester, roughly speaking, there will be 10 to 15 weeks. 10 to 15 weeks during which you are going to be involved with that work, and for that you are going to visit villages. It is essentially field work. And some awareness campaign also we do, and we also participate actually as NSS. We also participate in all the celebrations of the like for example we take part in the celebration of the celebration of 15th of August, Independence Day, as well as your Republic Day. And then there are some other celebrations like National Youth Day and all those things we also celebrate. Okay, to sensitize the community inside the campus. But primarily, our activity is out in the village. Because you see, on campus there is not much of welfare work we can do. Very limited scope is there. But in the villages, there is a lot of requirement for implementation. You can take the right service of a number of people when you work as a community which is looking for it. IIT campus is well closed, so you do not really have to do much inside IIT. So all our activities are...
Go to that side.
So what is there? Then the 120 hours of activity, roughly speaking, is spread over 4 semesters, Every semester you are going to have approximately 15 weeks, 10 to 15 times you are going to be involved in the NSS activities. Every involvement will be actually spanning over, let's say, 3 hours. So 15 multiplied by 3, if it is 15, then 15 multiplied by 3 is going to be approximately 40. So give or take, actually. In some semesters you will not get as much of scope, in some other semesters you will have a little bit more involved. So basically these are the aims of NSS activities, making education more relevant to meet the community needs and so on and so forth, providing opportunity to the students to play a role in planning and executing local development projects. Basically, actually, the NSS activity is not entirely trying to gear you for providing volunteer work. It is not exactly 100% geared at getting involved in volunteer work. Okay, it is actually aiming to develop your own leadership skill as well. Okay, so you know how to organize these type of activities. When you have got this type of organizational skills, you are not going to develop when, for example, you are involved in some abstract you see courses like mechanics. You know, you may be very good at solving mechanics problems, but you may have a very poor organizational skill. So let's say later on, if you have to take some personal initiative in setting up a program of solving a problem of general nature, which has got involvement of several different persons, maybe you are going to be completely incapable. You see, unless you have got a formal exposure in a program like this. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to say is that NSS program is not only trying to get you geared in providing or making you interested in providing leadership. You can convince somebody that this is my idea, so you tag along with it. Okay, this is what I'm going to implement, so you please be with me on this. Okay? This is what I'm going to bring there, that your own personality development also is a particular objective of this program. Okay? And also what you do actually, you influence others. Because what you see as the presentation goes on, we run on a very limited budget. Okay, so we do not have much of resource in the form of money. Okay, so what we want to actually make it up for, we want to make it up for by our initiatives and by our interest in doing something and leadership. That's it. Okay, so we try to make up for the limitations in resources by those soft components. So those all objectives, I mean, these are all the objectives of the NSS. Now, how do we do it? What is the general, what kind of work we do and how do we do it? So this is actually a general step-by-step procedure about how NSS thinks that a particular problem, a particular issue, related to general welfare can be handled. So what you do, first you go and talk to people. Okay, so you are going to go to a village, for example, village or a farm. So you talk to the people and try to find out what are their general requirements. If you do not roll out there a particular scheme which is of no use to them. So basically, all these programs that are run, they depend on the requirements of the local people. Okay, and the requirements, as you will see, that vary from unit to unit. Okay, so while it's a consultative process, as I was mentioning earlier, that you have to consult people who are involved with your work, and then identify the needs and problems of the community, and develop a sense of social and civic responsibility. Like for example, let's say you take out you roll out a sanitation program. Okay, now if you cannot convince the local population what is the need for that sanitation program, they are going to continue to litter the streets and dig out spaces which is beyond their property limit and so on and so forth. Okay, create nuisance. So you have to convince them also. You have to convince people that the program that is being rolled out, that is of general requirement, that is of general wealth, that is of general benefit. So you have to convince people in that way. And utilize very knowledge. That means, see, in this field, a lot of people have done a lot of work. A lot of social workers are active at a number of places. So you actually tap into their experience. Then you develop new skills. Like for example, let's say you go and get involved in a consulting process and you find that they are looking for a particular intervention on the part of your unit, and that intervention you have got very limited, within your group you have got a very limited skill in delivering those things. Okay, so you develop new skills. Okay, so that also it helps you in the long term. And other issues like develop capacity to meet emergencies and natural disasters, like for example, let's say there is a big storm or cyclone or something of that sort, you find that there is a general devastation in a particular community, and you figure out what are the problems because of which those disasters are affecting the community, and you try to take care of those things. Okay? Using your scientific way of thinking. Then this is the organization of our NSS program. The NSS program at IIT Kharagpur approximately covers little bit more than 500 students of first year. Like this year, approximately 530 odd first year students are there in our program. So little bit more than 500 first year students, and little bit more than students from the second. That actually is covered by NSS. Okay, so it's a huge workforce. So then the entire student body who are with NSS, the student body which is with NSS, that particular body is divided into units. And I asked some of you, and you guys told me that you already know what is your unit now. So there are 15 units. Okay, 15 units are there, and those 15 units are headed by one program officer. So program officer actually is a faculty member or a senior staff from IIT Kharagpur, who in consultation with you will develop a program which is of general benefit of the community where that particular unit is active. Okay? So each unit has got, in IIT Kharagpur, each unit has got give or take 70 students. Okay, although this is actually a little bit better than the national guideline. The national guideline actually tells you that you can have at the most 100 students in a particular unit. Okay, and that can even go where there is a problem in getting many program officers in a particular NSS program. So that number can go as high as 120. But here, our objective is to keep the class size limited. So we normally here organize our NSS program around units, which each one of which has a student strength of approximately 7. Okay? Then the responsibility of the program officer also is given there. The program officer actually motivates, guides, directs, volunteers to work. He should not do something which is improper. So it is basically the program officer who enforces that also. Okay, we'll come to that. Then what is your position in this whole scheme of affairs? You are a volunteer. You are going to be called not a student, but you are a volunteer. Okay? So these are your responsibilities. This is what actually you have to essentially, and if you read it, you will see that you have to make sure that you behave properly. Okay? You behave properly. That means, let's say, give you an example. Let's say you go to a village and you get involved in some sort of political talk in the village. Okay? That is a no-no. Do you understand it? You do not have to, you go there to work on as a social worker. You don't have to worry about what are their political views and all this. You don't have to worry. And you might actually be drawn into those things. there will be other people who will try to draw you into those type of discussions. Okay, because villagers are oftentimes actually are very politically charged and all those things. So they will try to draw you into those discussions. So you have to behave in a very discreet manner when you are in that type of environment. Do you understand? So that is just an example, but there can be many other examples. So you can think about it. You are all mature people, so you can think about what is proper and what is improper. Okay? So just do something which is proper. Propriety is of the essence. You don't do something which gives the NSS a bad name. Yes. नहीं आप हिंदी में सबको समझना आपको हिंदी आगा हिंदी में सबको बताइए कि it's almost you see I should not say that because that is again another political view perhaps, but many people actually across the country you will be able to communicate with them. Like for example, let's say you want to teach something. Okay, you want to teach something. Okay, and then you decide and you figure that these people they cannot actually communicate with me in my own language. Okay, so then you say that okay, I'm going to teach them spoken English. Okay, spoken English. या तो हम इन लोगों को हिंदी सिखाऊं, उसको अगर हिंदी नहीं आता है वो तो हिंदी सिखाऊं, ठीक है? So first I will actually create a situation where my communication actually is very. Do you understand? That also in take a few weeks you set up a communication. It does not happen. Like for example, when I start communicating with you, it does not happen in a class. Okay, so I have to set up something. I have to set up a communication channel. You understand what I'm saying? So similarly, अगर communication channel आपको set up करना है, तो आप get the communication channel there. Okay, so you set up that communication channel. You decide how to use it. Okay, so basically, you have to show that you are a part of NSS. So NSS badges are available. So these badges can be purchased at 10 rupees. Okay, so NSS has got a dress code also. You see, more or less I am in the NSS dress code. More or less, in the hour, dress code will be a must. Okay, so at that time, you should not tell me that I have got only, let's say, maroon shirt available for me. Okay, maroon shirt and green pant. Okay, so that is not going to work. You see, you have to have white shirt and black pant for that. Okay, so generally, since you want to show that you are a part of NSS, you want to wear badges when you are working for NSS. Okay, so that there is a different. Somebody can distinguish that you are an NSS worker, not a person. Okay, then these are the so basically in the first two slides in the earlier immediately before this one, what I said are what are the responsibilities of the NSS program officer. Then I said what are your responsibilities, and this is the responsibility of the unit as a whole. These are the responsibilities of the unit as a whole. So you can read them actually. So basically they reflect the objectives which I was talking about earlier when I talked about NSS program. Why NSS program was set up. So you can read. You don't have to take a note of each and everything what is being said here, because as I was mentioning, for those people who came late, as I was mentioning, we operate a blog which is called NSS IIT-Kharagpur.blogspot.com. This particular presentation and the presentation which is going to come afterwards is going to be uploaded in that one. Okay, so you will have an access to the written material. Okay, so broad approach of our problem solving is given in this particular slide. So first you identify a particular location or setup where you are going to roll out the NSS program. This is for the adoption of schools, institutions and external resources. So in that particular one, you have to go there, talk to the community, assess their needs. Then you have to also select a few people from the local community who are going to be involved with you running the program at that particular community. Because you cannot run it as an outsider, a particular program in any community. Okay, so that is that part. Then these are the different types of activities we normally get involved with. Help with reading, writing, letters, forms. That is a very essential thing, particularly nowadays. You see programs are or government programs, they are going online. Okay, they are going online. Okay, so now let's say if you think about a village where there is no basic facility, like even there is no electricity there. Okay, so how they can have a computer and how they can actually take an advantage of those online things. Okay, so you can act as an intermediary in delivering those e-programs, so e-governance programs. Then improve the physical environment, personal hygiene and all those things, water conservation. Then you can help with the help of the old people of a particular community, try to find out what are the issues and set up medical camps and those things to take care of those issues and so on. Okay. Then arrange adult literacy, informal education, even computer literacy also is there. That also we do in the villages. Okay. Another head where we involve ourselves with is environmental enrichment and conservation. Planting of trees, that is going to happen very soon because this is being monsoon season. So a lot of tree plantation is going to go on. And also, once you plant, it is not over. Once you plant, that means you have to maintain those seedlings and saplings on an ongoing basis. Okay. The problem here is this. The problem here is that your program here is actually a 9-month program, more or less. Okay, more or less. Okay, so you have got a winter break and then you have got a summer break. Okay. You have to make sure that the critical components of your program actually are taken care of when you are absent from that particular community as well. So, for example, why I'm bringing this up? Let's say set up a teaching program at a particular way. Okay, and then you are gone during the summer. Okay, so you have to somehow you have to see what is going to happen during the summertime. Okay, and you have planted some sap seedlings. Okay, you are gone during the summer. So when you come back, those are gone. So again, monsoon comes, again you actually plant some more. Okay, that is not the issue. Okay, so whatever you have planted, make sure that there is a proper arrangement, that those things are taken care of during your absence. Okay, so you talk to your program officer and set up a proper program which actually maintains the continuity of the program. Okay? So these are the health and family welfare issues they are being introduced.
सभी को नमस्कार। यूनिट 2 किसने फॉलो हुआ है? मैं डॉक्टर राजीव कुमार रावत हूँ। यूनिट 2 का प्रोग्राम ऑफिसर हूँ। यूनिट 2 वाले लोग हाथ उठाएं। यूनिट 2 सीनियर्स में से कौन आया यूनिट 2? कम है। आप इस पीछे एक लड़की है रानी और उसके हाथ में यूनिट 2 का एक प्ले कार्ड होगा। ये लोग बताएंगे आपको कि कहाँ इसके बाद असेंबली होना है, ठीक है? और यूनिट 7 प्ले कार्ड है। यूनिट 7 का प्ले कार्ड यूनिट आपको कहाँ असेंबली होना है, ठीक है? उसके बाद आपको गाँव आप यूनिट 2 ले जाए। हम लोग अगले
project funding, and we are going to roll out some nutritional intervention and amongst the preschool students in some of the schools. The people will come to the details of those issues from your program. Okay? Specifically. Now, education and recreation, that is another one we involved with. So basically, adult education, some overlap will be there. Actually, before slides, you must have noticed that there are some overlaps. Okay, because you cannot clearly identify a particular initiative is going to go there under what head. But there are overlaps. So adult education, then making sure that dropout rate is making sure that dropout rate from the local schools, they are in control. Okay? So for that, actually, if you require to have a financial intervention or whatever, you bring it to the notice of the program officer. If you notice anything that somebody somebody is about to drop out from the school or something, then it begins to be notice of the program officer so that the problem is taken care of. Okay? So you can look at those things, and rallies are taken out to with an objective of eradication of communalism, casteism, regionalism, drug abuse, and all those issues. We get involved in youth clubs, local youth clubs and villages, and set up sports and games activities or help them organize sports and games activities with involvement of the local youth clubs, or sometimes even in schools where we operate. Okay, so you will get to know those things as the program goes. Then the experience, what we have actually, what we actually do. This is that. Then what we actually do is basically this. To identify potential leaders from the local community, map the villages and slums to find out what are the problem locations. Okay, so demographic maps also you can prepare in that with the same objective. Then awareness campaign, which I was just now talking about, like taking out rallies or actually contacting street plays to cut covering many social issues like those. Health and environment, again, in whatever was written there, similar kind of thing we do also. This is a specific thing that we do. We organize blood donation camps, medical camps. We get involved with well cleaning activities at villages, trying to purify the water sources, particularly during the monsoon time, because this is the time when water diseases they get spread. Okay? So you will get to know those things when you interact with your program officer and your team. Then educational teaching, like teaching people who have got a little bit of less language skills. You will find that actually that will be a real problem. That will be a real problem because many of the villages here, which are around IIT Kharagpur, where you are going to get involved with NSS activities, you will see that the level, the proficiency level, these are mainly they are Adivasi villages. Okay, so you will find that proficiency level is really good. Okay, so when let's say somebody you are talking about the language barrier, but let's say you go to a village which has got Bengali speaking population. Because this is Bengali speaking area, so Bengali speaking population. So some Bengali speaking volunteer goes there from Calcutta. He goes there, tries to set up a communication channel there. You will find that even that is not possible because of the social. See, you all come from a situation which is vastly different from the situation that you are going to come across. So you will have to actually come up with a practical means to set those things up. Okay, set up a proper program. Okay, then these are some additional programs where we tend to get involved with, the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme and all those things. I mean, there are many. I mean, like recently we got involved with another program where SC/ST certificates, those things are being issued nowadays through an e-governance code. Okay, so all the filing for getting SC/ST certificates, they are computerized. Okay, so we actually acted as an intermediary where a lot of SC/ST certificates were issued to a number of villagers who either, until now, who didn't have their SC/ST certificate. Okay, and once one has those government documents on them, it becomes very relatively easier to get some of the government services. Okay, so some of them are there in this particular slide, and also we have to document our activities. So what you will see in the next little bit is that we have to document your activities by completing a diary, NSS diary. I will give you a format for that particular diary in the next little bit. And those diaries, we are going to grab good pieces from these diaries and we are going to put them up as our blog reports. Okay? So, because we also have to report. the NSS, organizationally, IIT Kharagpur NSS also have to report their activities to the government, because we get money from the government. Not only we get money from IIT Kharagpur, we get some money from the government as well. So we have to give all the information to the government, whatever is there. Okay? So those are also our activities, integral part of it. Again, this is what I was talking to you earlier, that resources are very limited. You cannot think about throwing money to solve your problem. Just not possible. Okay, we do not have money. Okay, so what we have, we can actually use our labor, we can do our initiatives and solve it. That's what it is. Now the NSS guide, that is the format of NSS guide. So basically, NSS guide will have a content page. So the content page is there in that. This one, okay, that is the content page. Okay, and then for every day's NSS activity, these are the things that you have to incorporate in your report. Okay, and those diaries, you have to make sure that they get regularly passed on to your program officer for checking. Alright? So they are, what you will see in the next slide, or a little bit later, what you will see that the grading policy will have a large component coming from this NSS guide. Okay? So this NSS guide you have to maintain, and this helps us because we are going to grab from those NSS guides to find out what are the general activities of a particular unit in a particular day or in a particular month. Okay, so then evaluation is the grading policy. You take a very serious note of this. Very serious note of this grading policy. Attendance in the NSS fieldwork is absolutely mandatory. You have to go and attend 100% of the classes, 100% of the fieldwork sessions. Okay? Now, you may have personal contingencies, like for example, you may have some injury or something or ailment, or there might be family emergencies which prevents you from attending a particular session. But for doing that, you have to make sure that you get prior permission from your program officer. Without prior permission, we do not actually give any credit. Okay? If you have prior permission, then 25% of the total number of days in which fieldwork is taking place. Fieldwork actually includes the days on which we have got central activities like 15th of August and those things. Okay? So you have to attend all of them. If you cannot attend some of them, you have to get prior permission. How many of them you can afford to not attend is 25%. That drops. Okay? So that is not actually, you cannot say that 25% for personal ailment, 25% for getting involved with shipping, or 25% for getting involved with something else, and so on and so forth. It is not, the total thing is 25%. Okay? So what I am saying is very simply this. Let's say you have got 15 field work, 15 NSS sessions in a particular semester. So that means you have to have at least 11 attendance. If you don't, then the first bullet will not fill up. You will be given an 8 grade straight away. Do you understand? No question asked, you are going to be given an 8. Okay? If you actually fulfill that part, that you have got 75% or better attendance, then the first bullet is going to trigger. So then what we are going to do, we are going to actually evaluate your work based on that guidance. Okay? 40% coming from your quality of work, 30% coming from your attendance, 20% from NSS guide, and 10% from the fees which is going to be given at the end of this particular semester. Right? So you are going to get out of 100 marks some number, and that number we are going to just use the grading policy of IIT Kharagpur 7-point grading, like in any other course you get EX, A, B, C, D, and all those things. So similarly, you are going to get it. Only difference between other courses and this one is that this is a zero credit course. So if you get an EX in this course, it may not actually help you in jacking up your GPA. Okay? But the downside of it is that if you get an F grade in this particular course, whatever bad happens in other courses, those things will happen in this particular course. Like for example, you may lose your scholarship, or you may actually, whatever. You will will be having some information about whatever happens if you get a F grade. So the same thing will happen here. Okay? Then certificate and recognition. So you see, if you render actually 120 hours, if a volunteer is entitled to NSS certificate and Indira Gandhi National Award, there is a government of India award. If he puts actually 240. Okay, so which is like 100% more than what you guys are going. Okay, 100% more than what you guys are going. Well and good. I mean, if you are into it, then we are always, our support will be always there. Okay, if you show it. Yeah. Now, then if you volunteers with exceptionally high level of performance or initiative, they are given certificates, and then there is a medal actually which is given out to the second year volunteer from IIT Kharagpur. IIT Kharagpur also gives an official line. Okay. So those things are there. So those are the inducements. They are what we were usually like for. And these are the locations where you will get some information about NSS of IIT Kharagpur, and particularly the bottom one, we are still to set up. There are some problems with the official website of NSS, hosted at the IIT Kharagpur. We are going to try to do it this year. But for the time being, the bottom one is the most important online resource where you will be able to get all the information on an ongoing basis of NSS IIT. Right? So that kind of ends the first part of the presentation. And then I'm going to quickly move over to the second part, because some of you asked us who is the program officer for my unit and so on and so forth. So I will just quickly run through. You have got any question about this presentation? Okay, carry on. But you will be able to interact with people. Lot of Chennai people interact with other people. Lot of Chennai people actually interact with people of West Bengal. Oh, it doesn't matter. You go and it's not a problem. Okay. Okay, just hold on. I'll get. There was another. Yes. No. This is actually a part of your curriculum. So there the institute schedule takes care of the rest. Okay, so it's not. Taken part of it? No. Not unless it is not your choice. If you show proficiency, okay, if you like for example, if you are a Ranji player, okay, and if you come up with a certificate that I represent my state in Ranji trophy, then obviously you are going to go for the sports activity. But if you think that okay, running 2 kilometers is my sports activity, we don't actually, you will be able to run 2 kilometers here in NSS. Right. So it will not actually improve upon your ability, but be assured actually that when you get an EX, it shows up when you are looking for a job. At that time actually it helps a lot if you show that you have got an EX result. Okay? It's a 0 credit course, so the SGPA itself is not going to be affected by this number. Okay, whatever you get. Got my point? But negative things are all going to affect you. If you get an F instead of an EX, that is going to affect you exactly in the same manner as another F will affect you. Got my point? Yes? I won't be able to hear you from there. So can you come forward and
sir, can you hear right now?
Okay, yeah, can you?
Sir, I'm wondering when will the special annual camp be held?
Okay, it will be the last week of November and the first week of December. Immediately after the end semester is over. Okay, by the way, that actually brings up an interesting point. You see, for first year students, attending the annual camp in its entirety is a must. Okay, so you see, I told you that if you are not making the cut of 75% of attendance, then you are going to get an F grade. So in addition to it, for the first year, if you get an F grade in the camp, then also you do not qualify for that company. You understand? So there are two requirements there. So you make a cut of 75%, plus you attend all the 7 days of the camp, then all those things come for you. Right? Yeah. No, we will give you a program at the annual camp. You can get the details of the last annual camp from the website. Okay, so that will give you some idea about what goes. Yes, there was another question. Some girl was asking some question. Yes. You have to have your own content. You have to have your own content. We do not provide content. Do you understand? Okay, so let's say, I'll give you an example. Normally people reach villages by the bicycles. Okay? If you do not know how to ride a bicycle, you will come to know how to ride a bicycle. Okay, that is one thing. And the second thing is some of the villages, you will see that people have already organized some transport. They hire a van or something in which 10, 12, 15 people, they travel together and reach the village. But the money is not paid by the NSS. Huh? We actually we operate at a very strict budget, so we cannot pay for it. budget कितना मिलता है? कहाँ यूज होता है? Annual camp में annual camp. Okay, let me tell you this. In the annual camp, okay, this issue was brought up because this guy must have had some background in NSS. You guys have got a tiffin month. Okay, like 50 paisa or something is the tiffin month. Alright? So now what is done? Actually, we do not give you any tiffin during the NSS field session, because 50 paisa will not get you anything, and that is an extra issue which we avoid. Alright? So we save those money, the entire money, and then that money doesn't even cover for your annual camp expenses, because you get actually the entire day's food in the annual camp. You will see that the food is not really, you see, a 5-star kind of a food, but it is quite good actually, not bad at all. Okay, we also eat there. Okay, we also actually get paid every month. Actually, NSS program officer, they get paid from the government 400 rupees. Okay, so you see that kind of thing is there. The money is very limited. So we also actually are entitled to that camp food. So during the camp, we also share your food. Alright? So this entire, that 50 paisa per head and all those things, they actually go for the camp food. But even that does not cover for the camp food. So what happens then? To make up for the shortfall, we take loan from the IIT. Okay? And that loan we can never pay back. Okay? So basically every year that loan goes up, you see, and then we hope that after a while IIT will say that okay, that loan is forgiven. So we are like those, you see, the farmers loan forgiveness scheme is there every now and then, so we also operate on similar pattern. Okay, so any other questions? That is actually, some villages are will be probably 3.5 kilometers, some other villages will be 8.5. You make sure that you do not get involved in something which clashes with your normal schedule. Alright? Why I tell you this is that some of the programs will be on Sunday. It depends. Because you see, let's say you are doing some teaching which is not involved. Let's say you are getting some work done in the village. Okay? Now the villagers here, they are busy for the whole season. So they are only available on the Sunday. Okay, so it depends actually. I'm not saying that it is going to be on a Sunday, I'm not saying that it is going to be on a Saturday. So you just talk to your program officer and find out. Things are quite flexible. It is not, you see, you talk to your program officer for the particulars of the program. Got my point? guys please keep quiet. Most of the people who go to this particular village, they have already made an arrangement for a van. There's a major highway that goes on this road, so they travel by van. Think about this. Actually, let's say if we are getting involved in an NSS program in a big city. Okay, so what they would have done, what would have done at that big city is that they would have asked that you go to a particular slum at some 10 kilometers distance. Let's say you are from Delhi. Okay, so they will say you are from Delhi and you are from, let's say, Gurgaon. Okay, and then your work might be taking you to Mayur. Okay, so what you will do, you will take a bus and reach there. Do you understand? So similarly here, there is no group wise. So that number, the number which actually is there with the village, that is the unit number. Your unit is? You take a note of the program officer's name and also you should, is there any second year student from unit 1? Unit 1? Anybody here? Okay, so what you do actually, you take a note of the if you are from unit 1, you take a note of the mobile number of the program officer and give a call and find out what is to be done now. Okay, Unit 2, Dr. Rawat was here right now. So that is his email address and mobile number. So you can take a note. Then Professor Manalava Mitra is here. So, and maybe some students are also here from this unit, I do not know. Yes. If you are from unit 3, then you can go and contact Dr. Manalava. Unit 4, some students will be there. Okay, can you come to the front, please? How many of you are from unit 4? Okay, so these are the two boys from second year. Okay, so you are going to assemble with them. Okay, and they are going to take you down to the village. Unit 5, anybody, any second year student from Unit 5, please come forward. Unit 5, you are from Unit 5, you are going to contact him, right? And your program officer, cell number and other details are there. Unit 6, anybody from Unit 6? You are from Unit 6? Okay, so you are going to meet him. Unit 6. Unit 7 are all the volunteers of Unit 7. You are going to go with Unit 2 today. Okay, so you know. Oh, you are here. Okay, please come forward. Unit 7, you are going to meet them. And they are going to take it down to the village. Okay, so what I will suggest, actually, you guys go and stand in the foyer somewhere, because this is not probably, there won't be enough space here to assemble all the students. So you just go outside, you've got a placard or something. Okay, so they will display a placard, so you go there and assemble with them. Unit 1. Unit 8, anybody from Unit 8? Any students from Unit 8? Second year? Okay, so you are going to actually contact Dr. Mother and find out, note down that number and contact Professor T. Kua. He will tell you where to assemble and when to assemble. Unit 10, any second year students from Unit 10? Okay, again, you are going to, for Unit 10, you can come and talk to me. Okay, you can come and talk to me. I'll give you a number to contact. Okay, and find out what are the things. Unit 11. Any second year from Unit 11? Okay, so you contact Professor Paramita Bhattacharya and find out what are the things. Unit 12 is missing. Anyway, Unit 13, Professor Orbodev is here. So he is going to, and some there. So you are there. So you are going to meet them. Unit 14 is anybody from Unit 14? Second year? Okay, so you are Unit 14 is the year. So you are going to go with Unit 10. Unit 15. Any second year student from Unit 15? Okay, so you are going to give a call to Professor Venimada Bhatyam and find out the details from him. Okay, about where to go, when to go. Alright? And what we are left with is Unit 12. Unit 12. Unit 12. I do not think it is there. Made a mistake there. So I will update this particular presentation and the one that is going to be uploaded at NSS IIT the blog site, it will be having those contact questions. And these are the two second year over here. You are going to read them and proceed to the basics. Unit 12. Hold on. Unit 12. You are going to read them. Okay? Alright, so once again, welcome the
Associate Coordinator.
program.
Associate Coordinator.
Associate Coordinator is Professor Divakar Dhara. He is the Associate Coordinator. Okay, so we run many different programs at villages. So we run programs like distributing scholarships, then rolling out e-governance and all those things. Professor Divakar Dhara actually is in charge of that. He had to go to Calcutta, he is not yet for that. My cell number and particulars there. Then we have got a couple of resource persons who help us all along during our NSS program throughout the year. Professor Rodin Bhomik, he is from Rural Development Center. His phone numbers and other things are also there. If you want to if you want to take a note. And Professor Gautam Saha, who has been with the NSS for last so many years, and he guides our activities on a day-to-day basis. Okay. So his contact numbers and other things. And actually sometimes I will tell you that you go and contact Professor Saha. Okay, so this is a very important actually contact particular, you can take a note. Okay, he is here by the way. Professor Saha is here. So alright, so any question about all these things you can ask me. I'll be here so you can ask me.